Luke chapter 12, verse 53. All right? Start at 52. 51. It says, suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3.
Right. All you goddamn people out there, man. You know, read that last part again.
It says, for henceforth there shall be 5 in one.
Right. A lot of you people that's celebrating and thinking that the Lord is coming to bring flowers from the heavens and take everybody up and fix humanity as a whole. Nah, that's not about to happen, man. The Lord has come to divide households. He's very decisive. He came to divide people away from other people, nations away from nations, wicked away from the righteous. He's holy. All right, go ahead. He said, though the wicked join hand in hand, though they join hand in hand, the wicked shall not go unpunished. All right, go ahead.
It says, Luke 14 and 53, the father shall be divided against the son.
Right, the father is divided against the son, meaning what? The Lord is going. If the Lord chooses you, and your father raised you up, and he was in church, or he was a Mason, or he was in some other bullshit, Muslim, he's going to be against you. He's going to think you rising up against him. All right? So what does that mean? Should you fight your father? No. Should you do what he says? Yes. But should you do what he says when it comes to your faith? No. When it comes to going against your Yahweh that's when you draw the line. All right, what the anybody love father son more than me? You got it? Let's get that real quick.
All right, this is you want me to get straight to the point, or is this
maybe a verse up? I don't know.
This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 35. It says, for I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter-in-law, it says, and the daughter against her mother.
Right. So you have women out here that's divided. A woman, if you get into this truth, your mother's going to be against you. If you have a mother that's in this truth, your daughter may raise up and be a whore, or a spiritual whore. You know, and have you wearing weave and makeup and shit like that. And your own father have you what? Like your brother said, he said if you want your hair trimmed, not cut. If you want your hair trimmed, come on over here to my house. I ain't coming to you. You gotta come over here where the gathering is for the Christmas. That's a setup, man. They'll betray you to death.
Matter of fact, a quick testimony. My cousin called me yesterday, and I had a meeting, and I said we need to go to this meeting, get this meeting in order. He's like, but today is New Year's Eve. I said, I don't care about that. I said, these people are available to meet with us today. We need to go meet with them today, and go look at the setup, right? And he said, well, I celebrated, bro. I be with my kids, and I'm talking about his slap went off on me, and called me back and said, you need to be, and told me I need to be more respectful that the people were able to set up so I would know when the new year comes in.
What?
I said, so you think I should be thankful for Julius Caesar? I said, you don't even know where this shit comes from. But you're telling me that I should be thankful. And so I went to trying to break it down where everything comes. He said, I don't care about where everything came from. I'm talking about it right now. Hang up the phone in my face.
See? That's people that perceive the things. They call evil good and good evil. You know? That's called being carnal, not spiritual at all. Not that the spiritual are spiritual things, the carnal are carnal things. Go ahead, brother.
And real quick, but Bakashah, we just read about that in the book of Ecclesiastes, man. When he told them that, don't say that these days are good, they don't consider the old days, and basically say they only go consider these days, just roughly paraphrasing the scripture. You know, let me go ahead and get it again. Let me get it again. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 10. Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these? And that's basically what Kanak's cousin did, man. His brother or whoever he was speaking about. You know, they did consider, you know what I'm saying, the former days. They said that the past times are better than these. That's how he felt, because he said he felt like in his heart that the so-called white man created a system that he can know when the new year come in. Not even considering Yahweh Shah's words and how he warned the times and told us how we should go about the times.
And he's not considering Yahweh Shah's messenger. Right? Keep your voices raised up, y'all. Go ahead, brother.
This is Luke 12 and 53.
Right.
The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against the daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law.
That's it. All right, what was the one that betrayed him to death? That betrayed him? All right, we just had it earlier. All right, so go ahead.
Keep going. All right. It says back in Matthew chapter 10, verse 35, for I have come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And when you go into that word variance, it just means to set apart holy. Like the brother Thanyala had brought up the first scripture at the beginning of the lesson, man. All right, be ye holy as I am holy. All right, that's what Yahweh Shai said, meaning set apart from this world. Verse 36, and a man's foe should be they of his own household. Meaning, when you go into the word foe, it just means enemy, man. Your own family will be an enemy because you want to serve the Lord, Yahweh Shai, in spirit and truth, man. And call him the Heavenly Father in the Son's true name, man. So they'll be your enemy because you want to do what's right.
Right, go ahead, brother.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 21. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death.
Right, and that's the division that he's talking about. All right, that's a spiritual division that the Lord started. So I can do it. That's a spiritual division that the Lord is setting in the households, man. All right, out of a household, he may only call one. He may only call two people. All right, but what did he say again? He say the father, basically your family's gonna betray you to death, man. They're going to betray you to get you to sin. And that's what death is, sin. Alright?
I got that precept too, huh?
Go ahead, brother.
This is St. Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. It says, suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth? I tell you nay, but rather division. And that's just a precept to back up the brother, you know what I'm saying?
Good.
Yahweh Shai, he's coming back to bring division, alright? And not peace.
That's right, man. Right, that's right, man. All around the world, where the Lord scattered His people, now He has to go and break that clay apart and take the pieces that He wants. All right, and sift out and find the spirit where it went and what body it went into. That's all it is. Digging through the clay to find the proper spirit that matches Him.
Like, even when Paul said when I was doing unrighteous deeds and persecuting the children of the Most High, right? They were all for me. But now that I'm walking in righteousness, he said, well, have I become your enemy because I give you the truth now? It's like when Paul said when he was persecuting everybody, you know what I'm saying, they was all for him and cheering him on and everything. They were his friends. But when he came along to the truth, and the Most High delivered him to the spirit of Yahweh Shai, and he's outside, you know what I'm saying, prophesying the truth, right? Just like how if you go into your household and try to give the truth to your family, you become an instant enemy unto them.
Right, man. Let you say you doing a damn play, the damn fake Christmas. You say you doing that shit downtown, you gonna have your aunt, uncle, cousin you ain't even know show up. You know? Yeah. Or like when you was little, they show up to all your events, but not to this.
No, ain't no talking. I remember I used to have to do the Easter speeches. Stand up in front of the whole church and recite a whole Easter speech. I'm talking about you had to go to church 3 times a week and to rehearse your speech so you get it right on Sunday. And they just had a clip on Facebook where the little boy got to do the Easter speech, and he said, I'm tired of this church, and threw the mic down and walked off.
Yeah, you know what he really wanted to say. I'm tired of this shit.
Tired of this shit.
That's what he really wanted to say.
But that's an example of the division that the Most High is causing in these households, man.
Yeah, and that's an example of humbleness that he really wanted to say.
So that's just to show that the children, they suffering with these lies that you parents putting on your own children.
And that's the perfect word, suffering, man. You're putting your children to death by giving them these lies, man.
Yeah, is it better to suffer for good or for wickedness? It's better to suffer for righteousness' sake. Alright, go ahead, brother. Get it? Alright, thank y'all.
Did you get it?
Yeah, come. Go ahead, brother.
This is Matthew 12.
I got it.
And I'll start at 46.
Alright.
While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without.
Right, this is speaking about Yahushua, not a white man, but a dark-skinned male from the tribe of Judah, man. Alright, and that he had white and woolly hair when he was on the earth? No. Alright, he had white and woolly hair in the heavens. You know, there's a lot of people teaching that. When the Lord was on the scene, he was walking around with white and woolly hair like a baby, growing up with white and woolly hair. You gotta wake the fuck up, man. God damn, man. Go ahead, brother.
Desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee.
Right. So they're talking about his mother and his brothers. Alright, because Yahushua had brothers. Born the same way he was born. Alright, and it wasn't about worshiping his mom Mary. She was blessed among women. That's all it's about. Go ahead.
But he answered and said unto him that told him,
right,
who is my mother, and who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples, and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same is my mother and sister, is my brother Salakia, and sister and mother.
That's right, man. So Yahushua looks at you as his family now, if you're in this truth. So you got to look at your brothers and Yahushua as your family. And you got to look at your blood family as just that, as earth, you know, carnal. What?
This is Matthew chapter.
You got one too. You got two of them, right?
This is Matthew chapter 7. I'm going to start at verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, should enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
That's right, man. And he even got people that claim to be in this truth. Just because you're saying, Lord, Lord, Yahushua, when you're saying Lord, if you're in church, you're calling him Lord. You know? And if you know about Yahushua and you calling him Lord, you still have to have integrity. You have to have that spirit of Yahushua, his moral value, brotherliness, keeping the laws to the best of your ability, the proper doctrine. You know, all of that matters. All right. Well, what's the last point?
It says back in Matthew chapter 7, verse 21.
Yep.
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, should enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
Right, the ones that are doing the will of the Father. And what is that? He said, I chose through the foolishness of preaching that you should be saved. And to enter into his kingdom is to what? Enter into the sheepfold. It's to enter into the work. Even if you're not in the camp, to enter into the work, to enter into the truth. And ultimately, two things. To enter into the spiritual rest, and then ultimately his rest in the kingdom. Instead of dying now and being brought back as a child in the kingdom. He's saying you have a chance to go into the kingdom with him when he arrives, man. Alive. Untouched. Go ahead, brother.
This is 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 17.
Yeah.
For it is better if the will of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, be so, that ye suffer for well-doing than for evil-doing.
Right, man. So it's better to suffer, all right? Because he said what? He's suffering. So it's better to suffer for righteousness' sake instead of suffering for being wicked, man. Walking down a wicked path and you just walking down that wicked, beaten path and you got all hell on your back, the world on your shoulders, your woman on your shoulders, everything on your goddamn shoulders, the devil on your shoulders. You got everything on your fucking shoulders. No whining and crying. But the Lord said it's better to suffer and walk his walk. He said his burden is light. You know, this work is a light thing to him. And walking his path, he give you the strength to fight against wickedness, man. He said resist the devil and he shall flee. How do you resist him? Like with your hands boxing? No, you resist him with your mind, with the spiritual sword and armor. And the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. The standard, the flood. All right, go ahead, brother. Yeah, my son.
This is the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mightest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Right,
For
man.
then,
Yeah, we got to relearn everything, man. All right.
for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
Right. Once you meditate therein and you keep those things that are therein, then you make your way throughout your life prosperous, man. Your spirit prosperous. All right, go ahead.
And then thou shalt have good success.
Right, and said good success. So what's your goal? Is your goal to be rich? You may not have success with that. What's your goal? To be a great father in this society? Or you may not have success with that. To be a great husband, ball player, whatever. But to do this work, you're going to have success with that. As long as you keep it sincere. All right, if you have the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, this is for you. We got to pull away from the ways of this world. We got to pull away from these lies. They teach us that New Year's was last night. The New Year starts in spring according to our Father, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You even got a lot of churches, they claim to know God and believe in God, but they still dealing with Halloween, Christmas, church, New Year's, which is the worship of a deity named Janus, meaning out with the old and with the new. It's a Greek demon that our people are worshiping in celebration. The Lord has natural given memorials to us, like the Passover, you know, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the Feast of Tabernacles. But our people don't know anything about it, and if they know about it, it's from movies or from or seeing somebody do a play about it. You know, they never do it by research. Revelations 1 and 3, it says, "Blessed is he that readeth, and he or she that keeps those things that are written therein, because the time is at hand." What time? The destruction of America is at hand. You call it New Year's Eve? No, it's the eve of destruction. It's the eve of the destruction of this world, America. The world that Esau, the so-called white man, built. This age, this time period, this kingdom. All right? Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17.
That's right.
For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua?
Okay? Right. So the Lord is going to judge the ones that claim to be in the truth. And He's going to judge the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that did not want to turn back to Him. And then He is ultimately going to judge the so-called white man and these heathens. All right, brother. Thanks for listening, man. All right? And ultimately, He's going to judge these heathens. So He's going to pour out their judgment without mixing. Just let it go everywhere. Just all over the place. All His anger. We don't know what we're going to see. We might see somebody turn inside out walking up the street. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit. This is Sirach chapter 3, verse 26. It says, "A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein." A stubborn heart is going to fare evil at the last, meaning...
So you got to read that a little clearer than that one. It was like kind of rumble. Nice and clear, man.
This is Sirach chapter 3, verse 26. This is, "A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, and he that loveth danger shall perish therein." A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last, meaning you have a stubborn heart, you're going to stay, you are intent on staying in the ways of wickedness, you are intent on worshiping these pagan holidays and deities and such things, worshiping powers that are not the true power. In the latter end, you are going to suffer judgment of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua.
Right, man. Right, man.
And since you love danger, you're going to take part in that danger. You're going to have your part in that danger. So there you go. This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 10. "Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand." And that's so the wise are going to pertain unto wisdom. But the wicked are not going to be able to understand when we're trying to teach them these things about what's happening, what's going to happen to America, what's going to happen to the so-called white man. Because they're wicked in their ways, they have no understanding about what's coming to them. All right? I mean, the elite know what's happening. But 2/3 of our people don't even know. They don't even consider. They don't even consider.
Yeah, and the elite, they naturally worship the devil. You know, so they don't mind. So they want everybody to worship the devil.
And what is
their idols?
It says whether directly or indirectly. You know, there's no separation from worshiping the devil, man.
Right. This is a little confusing.
Worshiping themselves.
What's up? What's next?
Oh no, I was just saying they're born worshiping themselves.
I got one. Exodus.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's bring these out. Then we'll get back to that Genesis.
This is Exodus chapter 20. I'm going to start at verse 3. Thou shalt have no other God before me, and thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Alright, and that's what our people do, man. They make graven images and worship things underneath and above the earth, man. Like the moons and stars, man. Alright, which is the Lord said not to do, and that was a law that was given only to the children of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because we are the only ones that can sin.
Right, what was that, Deuteronomy?
4:18?
Yeah.
Still got it for you.
Alright, well, you got a precept? Let's bring that out first, and then we're going to move on to that topic.
Alright, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 22. For my people is foolish.
Oh, a little louder, brother.
My people are foolish. They have not known me. They are science children, and they have not understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge. They have no knowledge because they still worshiping these Roman demons. Alright, still calling evil good. Alright, because you got people out here worshiping Christmas, New Year's, what else? Halloween. Easter.
I hate Easter, man.
Bunnies don't lay eggs, man. Like,
bunnies don't lay eggs. But they worship in the same idols every holiday.
Yeah.
It's an accumulation, like a basket of idols every holiday. You know, what they call a holy day, set apart day for themselves. You know, on Easter they worship Tammuz.
Well, you know what they say, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans. I say, well, you know what they say, when you're in Rome, do as the Romans. Shit, that's what they do.
That's what your Americans saying. When you're in America, do what America does.
Shit, everybody else do it.
follow the way.
Yeah.
That ain't nothing but folly, though. Because we're supposed to be set apart. That's just it.
The scriptures say, envy not the oppressor, neither choose none of his ways, man. But you got 2/3 of our people out here, shit, right on the trail of Esau, man. You know what I'm saying? Doing all these wicked things, beating them too. You know,
you tell them beating them too.
Shit, you got Christmas like it threw up in goddamn November, man. You know what I'm saying? Stuff don't even be making sense. Shit, before the damn celebration, whatever it's called, even come, they already doing it before the money even here, man.
And then you got our people even got a dish. A New Year's Day dish, what is it? Collard greens, black eyed peas, and fried chicken. Yeah, that's the dish, the greens.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 17. A sinful man will not be reproved, but find an excuse according to his will. Con, and I just brought that back to back up the brother R.Come, man. Because that's basically what they say. They'll say that everybody else is doing it. Why not do it? The masses of the world, they falling behind the so-called white man. So why should not fall behind them?
Right, like he said the past don't matter. Like your cousin said, the past that don't matter. I'm worrying about now. That's his excuse.
And he went up.
What it says for the children. No, you good.
And he went on to say, like, bro, see, we behind the 8 ball because we got to see these crackers be ahead of us, bro. We got to get ahead of them. We got to beat them to this is what he said. We got to beat them to the punch. So we got to beat them to being wicked, huh?
I got a precept to back up my gun. This Exodus chapter 23, and I'm going to start at verse 2. Thou shalt not follow the multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many, to waste justice.